kids, and everyone has a different journey to stardom. And I think when you listen to this sound, Russell Dorsey did a nice sit-down interview with Jackson Merrill on Yahoo Sports, and just talked about his journey. This wasn't a can't-miss guy coming out. So take a listen to this.
Now let's go back to 2021, your senior season. Not that long ago, you hit 13 homers in 18 games. You guys go 17-1 that year, runner-up state championship in Maryland. Going into that season, did you know, hey, if I have a big showing, I could potentially be a first rounder? Or was that not even on your mind?
No, it wasn't even close. I think in the beginning of the season, I had like one scout at the game.
Yeah.
You know, I think the first game of the year it was pouring rain, so like we weren't gonna get anybody there, but still only had like one scout. And then you'd see like by game 8, it was like 20-ish, and then the first playoff game, I think there were like 60 there. So it was like that. You know, 18 games is not a long season.
Right.
That's a short season for high schoolers, and you know, it just happened so fast. I think the COVID year really kind of helped me in a way. You know, I don't appreciate COVID or what it did to anything in the world, but you know, for me, it was like that was my opportunity to just pounce on baseball and just keep grinding and getting better. So it all happened really fast.
Now, you have to have elite talent to get to the big leagues, and this guy has got elite talent. Yeah. He was going to get found no matter what. And you could tell there's a belief that this guy, he always believed he was going to play in the big leagues. But for every kid out there, you never know when it's coming. It could come your junior year of high school. It could come your senior year. He
said 2 things in that.
Yeah,
Use the word grind. Sometimes that gets overused, but I don't think so in his case. And he said, every day I was trying to get better. And if we can stay on that chairlift when we're a youth baseball player, you're going to have your skids sometimes. Just don't get off and start sliding down the mountain.
No doubt.
Stay on that chairlift and keep going up.
I mean, and then fast forward 3 years later, he transitions to center field. He absolutely rakes. He signs a 9-year, $135 million deal. He's going to be playing with Bogarts and Tatis for the foreseeable future out in Padres. So it has come quick. But he has a move to the baseball that you can't teach, and don't anybody mess with it because it's nasty. I want to get into it. He had a monster season last year. Like I said, the transition to the outfield can't be understated. He's got a flair for the dramatic. We'll eventually get into the 3 things he does incredibly well. Oh, God, that swing. You talk about hitting inside a door frame. He doesn't have any moving parts. Pause this going forward. Give me the first board, just where he falls slug leader-wise, since the start of June 8th, 2024. Aaron Judge, Shohei, Jackson Merrill.
So halfway through last year, until now,
he's become one of the best hitters in the sport.
That's pretty good names. Pretty good names.
Nays put a manifesto together. He said, you got to take a look at it. So I'd just like to see if any changes were made from 2024 to 2025. Now, Tom Verducci just came out here and said Bryce Terang did the exact opposite of that. He went from closed to a little bit of open. What I'd like to show is guys like to tinker. Throughout the year, you can't just get stale and just sit there and hope it's going to change. Adjust little things if you're not feeling on time. You see early 2024, a little bit open. 2025, he's closed down a little bit.
First of all, when you're looking at a ballpark, right, and sometimes you wonder if the camera angle's dead center or anything else. I look more like this dude looks like he's sitting into it a little bit more. On this side right here. But for the most part, if you're an everyday guy and you got 600 at bats, you can't stand in the batter's box 600 times
the exact
same way. So you might be slightly off, but to me that looks a little bit more deliberate on that side where he's sitting into it a little bit.
He looks like Freddie Freeman. We'll eventually get into it, but that stance with the flat bat kind of almost on your shoulder kind of presents like Freddie. So run this. Pause. Leg kick's pretty much the same. Bat angle's a little bit different. He's just cleaned, subtle things up. Run it. And then we'll get into his side angle. Woof. Because we have awesome pause this and leave it. He's definitely closed up. He's a little more narrow in 2025, feeling a little bit more athletic.
Can you do me a favor?
Sure of himself.
Can you do me a favor? And I'm not trying to jump ship on you.
Go.
Can we backtrack that and freeze it on point of contact, both left and right screens, please? Because what I always like to argue, freeze, no one had more stances than my brother.
But I think the greats tinker.
Right, but if you win an MVP in 1983 standing up like this, and then in 1991 like this, marry him up on home runs,
and
it was identical. Because to me, that's what it is. No matter where you start, no matter where you tinker, the gift that this guy has for a swing
is on time.
He could stand on his head. And all of a sudden, when he's going to swing the bat, that's what it's going to look like.
Yep.
So go ahead and get it back to D-Rose Freeze on the next frame.
It's a great point. Ultimately, it comes from the waist down, right? You can pretty much have your hands wherever you want if you can get to the point of contact
that does
on
look
time.
Freddy-ish, doesn't it?
He does look Freddy. So he's a little wider in 2024. And again, rookie in the league for the first time, wanting to see the ball a little bit deeper. Now he's super athletic. Run this. And Eric Nays does such a phenomenal job. Run this back for me real quick and get his front foot down at contact. Because I just want to make one point. If you look at the white line, it does appear, the front, that he's gaining a little bit more ground. The distance from this toe to the front line, as opposed to last year.
But is that because he was up in the batter's box? Because to me, the stride is the same.
We have a great, I don't know, Naves, is it a new metric? It's brand new, and I love it. We used it with Eugenio Suarez. Bring it up. Where guys are standing in the batter's box. Are they closed? Are they open? The length of their stride. The intercept versus the front of the plate. Don't overthink it. It's where the bat meets the ball. If it's in the positive, you're hitting it out in front of home plate. If it's minus 2.3, it's getting a little deeper on you. So you take a look. Depth in the box. He's moved up in the box a little bit.
Can I ask a question on that, though?
Go ahead.
Because this is the first time I'm laying eyes on this. So what happens?
Don't overthink that I know everything.
What happens, though, if the dude wants to stand here? He's automatically going to
have a massive intercept.
He's automatically going to have this compared to a dude that's standing on the back line.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why the analytics, I tell people at home, like, don't make it mind-blowing. At the end of the day, it's pretty simplistic stuff if you just kind of strain it out.
All right.
But he's definitely changed where he's standing in the box.
Okay.
Distance between the feet has closed down. And he's been doing an unbelievable job. And I think he does three things really well. Number one, it's early count damage. He's aggressive from jump, almost to the point. And Nate said this. Billy Ripken will love this because it's his favorite player. Who does he remind us of? Pause it.
Seager.
Seager. I mean, he's pulling the trigger like Corey does. Do we have that board? Zone swing percentage, 84%. Basically, he's first in the game. Middle. You throw anything over the heart of the plate. 94% of the time, he is pulling the trigger on it, and he'll swing. First pitch.
So Nate's just whispered in my ear that Corey Seager usually leads
it. And now it's Merrill. What's the second thing he does well? Now, since moving up in the box, what did Suarez do better? Catching that off speed a little bit more out front, and he's able to jump ship. I mean, you take a cutter from Blake Trinan, who I think is one of the nastiest pitchers in the game, and you get inside it and drive it.
And it looked like it was in off the plate.
Golly.
It's borderline ball, and he's going bridge on it.
Hot comment here. When we get into a side angle, I think he's got one of the cleanest moves in the entire game. Like, I don't see this guy going south. I just think it's only going to get better. And he's got the clutch gene. Mason Miller last year, walk off on an 0-0 breaking ball.
Come on.
Who even swings at that?
He does.
He does. He's better.
Corey Seager does.
Bring up OPS leaders, high leverage situations. Since the start of July 1st, 2024. I'm so glad we're at least honoring the clutch gene. it's a real thing.
Yes.
All right? And when it's on the line.
All right, Skip Bayless.
when it's on the line, he comes through. But
It's my turn.
I want to do the Freddie Freeman.
This is good.
This is really good. I mean, they're set up pretty similar. Get me to the side angle. Freddie's a little bit more wide. But you talk about not gaining any ground going forward. When that front foot comes down, I mean, he's behind the baseball and just...
You know what's important, too, here, and maybe we can just ISO on this side of it. I know this is his gig. But this would almost look like the bat head's got to travel an awful long way to get to the baseball. But when he gets to his point where he's going to fire, that thing comes up here almost like in traditional land as far as where the head goes. So just play that through and watch how the bat head creep before they fire. See, now they're firing.
They get to the same spot.
Yes. So just being comfortable is how they sit with it flat and elbow up. But when he's going to fire, that bat's in a more traditional kind of spot. Play it.
God, I can just sit here and watch that.
This one, I think this is clean, like point A to point B. That might be the smoothest.
He's got a smooth hack. Roflo, that's all I got for you.
That was excellent.
Well, that's enough.
I love the Freddie Freeman comp there and just the similarity in the stance. Really good stuff, guys.
You could do a lot worse than be compared to Corey Seager and Freddie Freeman.
No, that's good company to keep. Good company to keep.